right, peace to the family. This is Brandon B. Dixon. You're tuning into another episode of Powerful Ownership Podcast. I got my guest host Barry Bolston in the building.
Hey.
As you can see, we're coming to you from the Galleria here. My office right here next to on Westheimer, right next to the Galleria Mall. So if you're looking for a mortgage, come check us out. We're at the Loan Depot there. It's 5050 Westheimer, same building as the Keller Williams Metro. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves real quick. I'm going to introduce myself. Barry's going to introduce himself. We're going to introduce the podcast, and we're going to get going. We're not going to keep you too long today. All right, so my name is Brandon B. Dixon. I'm a published author, serial entrepreneur, mortgage broker. My book, Sales the Nucleus of Any Profession, is out right now on Amazon. Go ahead, copy of that. If you want a mortgage, that's what I do by trade. Go to my website, www.applywithb.com. Apply with BEE like the bumblebee. .com. So go ahead, take a look at that if you want to get started. Also, I want to shout out our sponsors. Go to www.houstonCondoSales.com. If you want to get a condo, it's for Houstonians, by Houstonians, so it's a real nice website. I'm on there damn near daily. Also, if you got into Bulldogs, Frenchies, American Bullies, go to www.bullypalace.com. They got all of that, the best pet accessories and shampoos and whatever you need. It's there. Barry, go ahead and introduce yourself and we'll go ahead and get started.
All right, Barry Bolston with Keller Williams Professionals. I'm everywhere looking to buy and sell a home. You can just, if you Google Homes by Barry B, you're going to give me IG, TikTok, Facebook, a website, homesbybarryb.com. My number is 832-786-1270. You can email me at barryb.com. Looking to buy, sell a home in Houston, surrounding areas. All right.
So, if this is your first time tuning in to the Power of Ownership Podcast, where we talk about usually not only ownership of properties, intellectual properties, businesses, things like that, but we also talk about ownership of the mind, body, and soul. So we kind of bridge the gap between the seen and the unseen realm. So we could just talk about mortgages in general. We was having a conversation on camera about how just talking about mortgages in general, there's only so much you can talk about. Yeah, it gets kind of boring. So we kind of take it a step further, kind of give you a little bit more food for the soul, a little bit more food for thought, and so you can have something nice to chew on and kind of stick with you, as opposed to just talking about earnest money 7 times different ways and stuff like that. Now, if you got any questions or anything, like you want us to talk about something specific, go ahead and hit us in the comments. Or hit us on the email, or go to my website and you can email me directly as well.
And subscribe also.
So like and subscribe. So we try to get our YouTube up. So we said we would come with the visual. We came with the visual now. So also, before we start, we got the couch laid out. If y'all want to come sit on the couch and get on, if you're an influencer, you're a realtor, you're a loan officer, you're an investor, you're anybody that has anything interesting to say, come on about ownership. Come sit on the couch, we'll interview you and improve your digital footprint, should I say. So with that being said, let's start it off, man. We're not going to keep you out too long. Again, it's getting kind of late in the evening, as you see. We're going to talk about investments. And I wanted to talk about investment because I specifically got a product that just came out. It's DSCR, excuse me, where I'll talk about the product specifically. I want to talk about anybody that want to talk about investment properties and want to get investment properties. This is the episode that you want to tune into, and then we're going to take it a step further. How to we're going to talk about a little bit more investing as well, as far as now the time to invest. Period. If you're going to invest in businesses and stuff like that. But let me talk about this product specifically. We just launched, I want to say about 3 weeks ago, a program if you're looking for investment properties. Single family, 20% down, no income tax. So we don't need to get tax returns, we don't need to get bank statements. All you need is the 20% down, and the catch to it is if the rent is equal or less than, equal or greater to the PITI, the principal, interest, tax, and insurance, then we're good to go. So say for example, the comparable rent in the area is $2,000, and if your note all in is $1,899, you're good to go. So
there's no dots.
No dots. Well, not no dots. No income dots.
No income dots. Okay.
Right. So that's a great product for small businesses, realtors, caterers, influencers that got money. You got 20% down, but you don't you don't file taxes, or you hadn't filed taxes the last couple of years. You're a masseuse,
Yeah.
stuff like that, barbers, stuff like
Barbers,
that.
yeah.
So if you want to get in the game as far as investment properties, we don't need to see any income documentation, as long as you got the 20% down. 20% down for single family, 25% down if it's multifamily. So you want to get a quad or something like that, you got $100,000 in the bank, you got a $400,000 quad, put that down, you'll finance it $300,000, 30-year fixed, boom. No mortgage insurance on that, so great product, great opportunity for you to get into the game. I was watching something on Instagram today, and it said one property will change your life. One investment property can change your financial situation for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So there was a guy that was talking about he purchased a property for $22,000 a while back. This was a while back. He sat on it for 3 years and tripled his before he even did any renovations.
Mm-hmm.
It tripled his work, and then when he did the renovations, it went to $250,000-300,000 after he did renovations. So
$22,000 investment.
At the $22,000 investment, now he could take out and pull out. He got 100% rent in it right now. It's paid for. It's just renting right now.
Yeah.
But if he wanted to, he could pull out $200,000 at any given time.
And then he can go buy some more.
He can buy some more properties or invest in the business or whatever from there. So I kind of went over that. What's your outlook on investment properties? There's a lot of people that come to you investment properties. What's kind of your scope on it?
I mean, yeah, the investment properties are really coming up now because people are going to need somewhere to stay. So you have people that want to buy. They come into the neighborhood. They want to buy, and then they're going to fix it up and to lease or to sell back. So it is right now. You have a lot of people cash buyers that are coming in doing that.
Right. So yeah, I mean, do a lot of people come to you for investment properties, or this is mainly primary?
I have some that come to me. I've done a couple in the Katy area where I had a guy come and said he's looking to invest, and I found him a good property, and he didn't even have to do that much to it, and he's making good money on it right now.
Right.
So it's not my primary. My primary is residential right now, but I have done some investment.
Right. Well, investment can be residential as well.
Well, I mean my prime. I mean as far as owner occupant.
Right. Owner occupied. Yeah.
Owner occupied.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the thing about investment properties, if you want to make that passive income, you wanted to get it to where you're waking up to 10, 15, 20, $100,000 every month and don't have to do much. You get a management company that go ahead and manage the actual properties. Whatever you do, you could do on your terms instead of trying to tie for money. Now that's what's called financial freedom.
That's financial freedom, yeah.
So where you could do the things that you're passionate about and have time to spend with your family and invest in the things that you want to invest in. So the investments leads to investments that you want to do.
Now, I know I heard somebody say one time, you're not making money till you're making money while you sleep.
Right, exactly. So investment properties, year over year, most of the time, the property value is going to go up just because of inflation. Yeah. So property values most of the time go up. Rent's going to go up. Like, for example, right now, rent's up 20%. Yeah. So rent's going to go up. So
they're saying the average in the Houston area is $2,000 a month.
Right. So
$2,000 a month. I mean, just think if you get an investment property, you're paying $500, $600, maybe $700 a month.
Right.
$800, even and then you pulling in $2,000. I mean, that's income that's sleeping.
Right. And then that note still gets paid off.
Somebody else is paying.
Somebody else is paying for it. I like what you said today. We went to lunch today. You said I might have to put this on a T-shirt or some or on an Instagram post and said you're going to buy a house one way or another. Either you're going to buy a house and it's for you, or you're going to buy a house for somebody else. But either way, you're buying a house. If you're renting right now, you're buying a house. You just don't own it.
Yeah, it's not for you.
Somebody else lives. You're buying a house for somebody else. So either way, you're going to buy a house.
This way, they're buying your house.
Right. So which end do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the capital end where you capitalize it, or you want to be on the consumer end? where you're paying a premium price.
Yeah. And then when you're on that end, you're not worried about gas prices.
Right.
You're not worried
Right.
about inflation because they're paying you.
Right.
The money's coming to you.
Right. So you're less cramped on trading your time for money. Again, I spoke on this on the radio station. Whenever you trade your time for money, you're losing. So you basically bargain on how much an hour your time is worth, and you roll with it. You know, and at that point, you're never going to be able to catch up, you know, without passive income.
Yeah.
And the thing is, just like with anything, like a car, if your foot is not on the gas, that car is not going to start going.
Not gonna move.
It's gonna, momentum's gonna eventually die down. So
Friction.
that's just, yeah, that's just like you working, you know. Even if you save up and you stop working for a period of time, eventually those savings are gonna run out.
Yeah.
So the key to it, to keep you going, to keep you moving, is passive income.
Getting that income coming in.
Right.
I mean, you're looking at investment property, you spend, I mean, even if you look at a property that you don't have to spend that much.
Right.
Just, you know, paint it up, clean it out.
Right.
And now you bring in, you know, $1,500, $2,000, however much.
Right. Right.
And
So
that's paying everything else, paying that house note. Then if they do have maintenance problems, you have something for that.
right.
And then anything else you want to do, that's coming to you. You can put that away, use that to buy another property. Now you're doing it again,
Right.
and you do it again.
Right. That's what they say. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate away. You know. So buy the real estate. Go ahead, get your portfolio together, and then that's how you accumulate wealth. All millionaires. I want to say. What they say. What's the percentage? 70.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Most millionaires have
Real estate.
real estate. Have some type of way real estate portfolio. You know, whether it's apartment complex, you don't have to get into the big commercial, but just start off with a few houses. Get an Airbnb where it's
That's a great thing.
Right, that's
Airbnb,
another-
that's
right.
a whole nother thing.
Right. So, but Airbnb, you actually get more per capita. You know, and you still get to use that house as a secondary house, as an Airbnb.
Yeah.
You know, so I want to spin it because I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I want to take it a step further as far as investment property. I think let's look at the bigger scope of investment as a whole. Just looking at the word invest. Invest. When you vest, you know, vest means to protect. You know, you going in with to protect what's in. You know, so when you put on a vest, you're protecting your chest. You know, it's a protection type thing. So just to break it down, when you invest in something, you're looking at it for the long haul. So investment properties is great for investing in your passive income, your financial future. But you also want to invest in different other things, like as far as your education. You want to invest in your health. You want to invest in just being all around your person. So are we investing in everything in life? Because the thing about, just like we was talking about earlier with the investment properties, you invest in that money instead of buying a car or, you know, buying something,
Jewelry
or something like that effect. You invest in that 20%, that 100,000, whatever, 60,000, 40,000 to go ahead and buy this property, 20% down. But in turn, what you're really getting is freedom. So same thing with you when you invest in your education. You're in turn investing in your freedom. You being
The more you know, the more you educate yourself on, the better you can invest
right.
and get more for you and your family.
Right. So life is about basically investing.
Invest your time in the education.
Right. And it's all about what you invest in. It's with the fruit that you invest. So if you plant, you know,
I was just getting ready to say
right. If you plant, you know, apples, you're not going to get Snickers. You're going to get apples.
Yeah.
So if you invest in your time in garbage, you know,
That's
playing
what you're
around,
gonna
and that's what you're going to get out of it.
That's what you're gonna get.
So if you look at your financial portfolio and you look at you know, everything you spend, your credit card, you spend on clothes and jewelry and having a good time and alcohol and cigarettes.
Yeah, buying the bar.
Buying
and
the
all
bar.
that.
We were talking about this at lunch, you know, that I had, you know, I don't want to name names, but, you know, I had loved ones that passed and all they had was stories to tell. You know, so you don't want to you don't want to do that. You want to
What
have
was that verse you said? Proverbs what,
yeah,
13:22?
Proverbs 13:22 is, you know, we talked about this before in the podcast, that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children.
Children's children.
Right. So you know you want to inherit, you want to leave something, and just not. This doesn't mean just financial.
Mm-hmm.
It can also mean foundations. It can also mean I set up systems to where people behind me can come in and have an easier time. So people
not
invest
have to struggle like maybe
Right,
you did
right.
or your parents did.
right. Some people invest in changing laws. Before, like I think it was 1920, there was no child labor laws.
Good.
You know, so somebody came along and sacrificed and put these laws into effect. Now the people that come after them could reap the benefits of it.
Yeah.
So that's the inheritance. So it's just not monetary.
Not just monetary.
So it's what you got to. What are you going to invest in that you're going to have the freedom and the influence to leave for your children's children? Again, not children directly, genetically. It could be children, meaning students or people that's under your influence.
Yeah.
You know. So what are you going
Are
to
you
use?
impacting others
Right.
after you?
Right. So it all relates. Everything as far as investment properties, investing period is all thinking about a future tense. You know, because I know like that investment, as far as the house, it doesn't feel great to just dump 20% into something like, that I gotta maintain it, I gotta find a tenant. It seems like
And I gotta make sure that tenant is
right.
paying.
Right. It seems like a lot, but when you get to a point to where you open your mailbox or you got your direct deposit and you every first of the month you got $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to hit your account. And you don't have to worry about your gas tank. You don't have to worry about inflation. You don't have to worry about the bill. Let me turn the lights off for an extra 2 hours just to save a nickel.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about those things.
You can live, and that's freedom. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, just think about how much freedom that is when you don't have to worry about monetary things.
Right.
Now you can concentrate on family.
Right.
You can concentrate on your health.
Right.
Yeah.
Another angle I wanted to hit on before we leave out, not only invest in yourself, two more angles. Number one is now is the best time to invest in businesses. Invest in something. Bitcoin is hit this weekend, 15,000 is low. I would, stocks are at bargain prices right now. If you're not into stocks, you're not into Bitcoin, you don't understand that. But at least invest in the businesses while stuff is cheap. I know it's almost like running into the eye of a storm because people are doom and gloom right now because of the recession. But if you start the business, get commercial spaces while it's just cheap. Get the lease, negotiate the cheap lease, and get everything going. By the time you up and running and got all the bugs and kinks out, the recession's over and everybody starting to spend again, and you hitting your stride.
One thing I heard somebody say is when everybody's telling you to sell, you need to buy.
Right.
When they're telling you to buy, you need to sell.
Right.
Because the people is telling you that, or the people is making the money.
Right. So now's the best time.
We talked about that on that other one about side hustles or extra hustles.
Right.
Getting all these different avenues to start a business.
Right.
Yeah.
Now is not the time to hoard money. Hoarding money never actually makes money. If you're not gonna buy it, I wouldn't put money into a savings account. Now's the time to buy the dip. Buy the dip where the stocks are low on the bargain. Cryptocurrency is cheap. Commercial real estate is cheap to lease. Because nobody went back to work. Everything is at a premium. So as far as rent, it's sky high right now. So investment properties are kind of slowing up right now. Everybody's slowing up, so now's the time to buy.
That's the time to buy.
So it's the opposite of the news tell you. The news tell you that. I think everybody. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I think a lot of these dips are for the big firms to get bigger. They manufacture the scare to have the common folks draw back. And that way, everything's at a discount. So I'm going to acquire everything for cheap. And then so when everything bounces back, I can get bigger.
I can get bigger, yeah. I definitely believe that.
Right.
I mean, because it was the last time we had something like this, 2008.
Right.
So 10 years, 14 years, almost 15 years.
Right. Right. So, what side you gonna be on? I told y'all about this. I've been warning y'all about this since the pandemic. Like, this is gonna be the biggest transference of wealth in human history. So, what side are you gonna be on? You know, there's millionaires and billionaires gonna be made at the end of this, and they're gonna be, you know, and it's bottom out of the middle class. You're gonna be rich or broke. Which one you want to be? You know. So, lastly, and then we could go ahead and wrap it up. It's been about 30 minutes here, close to. On a simple tip, not on a capitalistic tip, but just on that simple tip, are you investing in being a good person? I see so much negativity, and it seems like it's the opposite of what it's supposed to be. If anybody investing in just, hey, let me just go ahead and instead of everybody I come in contact with, I have the I don't give a F attitude.
I see that a lot.
Come into contact with people that actually you made something memorable in their day. You know, how many people aspire to do that?
It's almost like people like negativity.
Right.
It's like they feed on it. They have to have it.
Right.
And if you're positive with them, they're gonna find something negative.
Right.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
And think about it. If you negative, and you're all negative, and you want to be known for negative, you want to be the villain, who does that remind you of? You know, who's all negative? And that's what, is that what you're inspired to be? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta, if I'm negative and it's cool and it's cool to be sour or sourpuss and all that, who am I trying to emulate? Who is like that? Who is known for like that?
Are you getting, or is that who you're trying to be like?
Right. Is that your role model? You see? So
I don't understand. I mean, even, you know, just a simple smile or just,
right.
I mean, just how you doing? I mean, some people give you this look like you don't even want to talk to you. Don't talk to me. Don't say nothing to me.
Right. As you got that far, I remember, you know, again, I guess I'm showing my age. Southerners especially were known for the hospitality. We're known for, you know, everybody speaking to you. Everybody, you know, how you doing, holding a conversation. You know, the South was now, New Yorkers was the brash.
Yeah.
You know, walk over here. But it seemed like everybody has a New York state of mind. Now, they're not saying about nobody. I love New York, but I'm saying, but as far as that
mentality,
straightforward attitude.
I don't give a whatever attitude.
Right. So, but that's become the social norm.
Yeah, I don't understand where that came from. I don't understand where they came from.
Well, you know, we talked about it before in the podcast. It's definitely do social engineering, but a lot of people, I don't want to get religious, say that who's in control of this particular domain, and if you understand who's in control of this particular domain, is that who you're trying to be like?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Why are we trying so hard to be like that? So why not reverse? You know, I know it's harder to do. You know, it's harder to express positivity because you're going against the current.
Yeah.
It's almost cool. We made it cool to be
negative.
To be negative. So won't you stand out in this world and do the opposite?
And we look for it. Some people just look for it.
Right. Right.
You know, even if it's something that's positive going on, it's like they look for something negative in the positive.
So back to the subject at hand. It's all about what you invest in. You know, they say you are what you eat. And you are what you consume. So if you consume negativity, you watch negativity on the street, you go in the comment to just the troll. You don't smile at anybody, you don't enhance anybody's life on any level. What is the outcome? What does that make you? You see?
Yeah.
So you got to really analyze that. That's what you invest in is ultimately what you're going to get, the output that you're going to get.
And you see that a lot with like people with businesses. And I've talked about this before with other people about how we'll frequent like Walmart and Target, but then we go to a black-owned business and we get a service that we don't think is up to par, and we trash them.
Right.
But over there at Walmart, they don't care about you. They making you go in the line, pick your own stuff, scan your own stuff, pay for it, bag it, and leave. But you don't say anything to them. But this black-owned businesses might not be up to par where you think it is, and you want to trash them. Or they get online and bam. Right. I don't understand that.
Right. Well, I understand. But, you know, the thing is that you got to understand where it comes from. And you got to, you know, at some point, hold yourself accountable and be that change that you want to see. You know,
most definitely.
You know, so a lot of people, what are you waiting on? Are you waiting on somebody else to start the trend? Or are you going to start the trend yourself and start being that salmon that goes up the river on the opposite end, go against the grain and then try to be a little bit different? I mean, think about it. You know, we were taught this from Sunday school, you know, being, you know, raised in religious environments that, you know, that this particular day was coming where, you know, it's the opposite of up is down, down is up. Yeah. And you can clearly see what's going on, you know? So are you going to be a part of it, or are you going to be different and make a change and make a difference? So again, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself and invest in the outcome and positivity. You know, and I know it's not popular right now, but invest in being a positive and just overall good person. You know, and then you're gonna get the outcome that you want. I talked about this on the 8th last week. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I said this on the 8th that the people automatically spin things to a negative. You know, and everybody's opposition, everybody's me against the world, and they already painted and jaded the world against you. If that's what you consume, that's what you want to see, that's what it's going to be. You know, and so if you approach the world with a childlike, so solutions for me is, I would say, let's start with investing in yourself and then I'll go outward. So invest in yourself, make changes. Start changing what you watch. You know, start turning off the love of hip hop. Start turning off the negative connotation programming. You know, take a chill on some of the drill music. You know, the trap music. You know, start putting a little bit positive, songs in your playlist.
There you go. Yep.
You know, start watching some YouTube content that have a positive spin to it. Start watching some motivational speakers. Start reading some books that's positive. So consume the right food. So, you know, same thing with your diet, you know, because your physical will help you enhance the mind as well. So, you know, start eating some food with minerals, you know, the sea moss and stuff like that, so your body can function. You know, put some vegetables, put some of the meat down, put some vegetables on there to help you, you know, function better and, you know, improve the blood flow, stuff like that. Okay. Another solution just for business, invest in your future as opposed to investing in the now.
Yeah.
You know, so
thinking long term, right? Not thinking right now.
I learned a long time ago that now is usually the wrong thing. You know, if it has instant gratification, usually it's gonna be bad for you.
Yeah.
It's like something sweet. Something sweet tastes good, but has long-term effect.
I'm reading a book right now, and they talk about that, Atomic Habits.
Right.
And they talk about if it's instant gratification, it's usually not good for you.
Right. It's usually not good.
But that's what we tend to focus on because it's instant.
Right.
But something that's long-term, we don't think about.
Right.
And we don't want to do.
Right. The instant gratification of fast food, the Uber Eats, the microwave popcorn, the Amazon, everything instant is great for convenience, but at the end of the day, it doesn't teach you how to plant, grow, and grow as a human being, because what you are now, you know, we are both in our 40s. You know, right, so where we are now won't be where we're at 20 years from now.
Yeah, and where I am now isn't where
you was 20 years ago. It shouldn't be.
If I would, like, you know, they always say if I'd have known then what I know now.
Right. So you should be just what we're here for, to constantly grow and evolve.
Yeah.
You know, so you should invest in now what you want, the outcome that you want to see later.
And I think that's a good thing. Invest in the mind.
Right.
Get your mind back right.
Right.
Reading, listening to positive music.
Right.
Like you said, some of that stuff that's on TV.
Right.
I mean, it's just. But invest in yourself. Invest in your mind.
Right. The mind.
Getting your mind right. That controls everything else.
Right. Matter follows mind. So if your mind is filled with garbage, you have no choice but to have garbage come out. I don't care how strong-willed or whatever. If you constantly invest in garbage, you're going to see garbage. You know. So, but if you turn the page and start investing in something positive, you want to see positive. You gotta invest in positive things. You know. So, lastly, as far as you know, I touched on business a little bit because you know the recession coming, but I would say run to it, don't run away from it. The last thing is investment properties. I would say, you know, if you do have some money set aside, that's the best thing because nobody's ever took a house and stole it, picked it up and stole it. It's not going anywhere. You have insurance if a hurricane blew it away. So there's insurance in it. So it's one of the most solid investments that you can make. So
somebody's always gonna need somewhere to live.
Right. So nobody's gonna pick it up and steal it. It's not gonna be there and gone tomorrow. It's not gonna disappear like cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
You know, so somebody's gonna want to stay there, or somebody's gonna want to lease it, or Airbnb it. Something's gonna happen.
Somebody's gonna want to.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've never seen a house that you have for rent that just won't rent, unless you're in the middle of a nuclear plant or something like that. You know. So, but if it's in a neighborhood, decent schools, you're always gonna have somebody's gonna want to rent it. You know. You know, even if you give them a good deal, somebody's gonna want it.
Yeah.
So it's one of the most safe investments that you can make financially into your financial freedom. Again, you know, everybody want to have fun. I get it. Everybody want to do the vacation. I get it. You know, they want to do stuff while you're young, quote unquote. But my grandfather's favorite, I got to get the actual scripture, but I know it by heart because he's been reciting it to me since I was 5 years old. So obedience is better than sacrifice. You know, so and what I took that to mean is that when you're obedient, you obey the laws and obey the things that's set up. That's better than sacrificing. So and you sacrifice with your mind, your health, your body, your time. So while doing outside stuff that's outside that you know you ain't got no business doing, you will sacrifice. It might not be now, but you're gonna sacrifice something. You know what I mean? So obedience is better than sacrifice. So not 10 times out of 10. So sometimes it's cooler instead of going that trip. You know, maybe give it to part of the charity or save something for a rainy day. You know, instead of drinking that alcohol, instead of getting something healthy. You know what I mean? So obedience is better than sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta postpone that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because think about it, we talked about this at the lunch. Like, it's cool to have a good time, have good memories and stuff like that, but everything has to be done in moderation. Because think about it, you can't give on your deathbed, you can't give your kids your memories. So it has to be the balance.
And that's one thing you hear about with a lot of these people nowadays, catch flights, not feelings.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You going on all these trips, okay.
Well, we talked about the opposite. Up, down, down is up. This is the whole premise of this show. Is that who are you following by following these trends? You know, and who are you ultimately trying to be like?
Who you trying to impress?
What?
Who you trying to, be like?
Who's the character figure that embodies negativity? And is that what you want to be? You see?
Yeah.
So, I think we take ourselves out of the equation a lot of times. You see what I'm saying? We taught since a kid that God is good, devil's bad. Why wouldn't you want to be good? You see what I'm saying? You a lot of people wear bracelets. What would Jesus do? But you do obviously what do you think he would do? You see?
Talk about that sometimes the things that are good don't make us feel good.
Right.
And some people don't want to They want to do what makes them feel good.
Well,
Whether it's negative, you know.
Right, but I think that's a psychology in itself. If negative makes you feel good, who are you?
Yeah, who are you? There you go. I mean,
yeah. So
I heard a preacher say this a long time ago. He said, "You'll never stop doing something that makes you feel good."
Right.
So if it's negative, but it makes you feel good, you're not gonna stop it.
Right.
I mean, that's the same thing with alcoholics or people that's addicted to smoking.
Right.
It's making them feel good, so it's hard for them to stop.
Well, what's truly rewarding is often painful.
Mm-hmm.
Getting in shape is painful. Love, quote unquote, unconditional love is painful. Because you got to grow with that person. You not only got to grow, you endure your growing pains, you got to endure the growing pains of another person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I talked about this on the podcast before that. In Kemet, which is Egypt now, the hieroglyphic for love is the plow. You know, so the plow is used to till the soil. That's the working tool to till the soil so we all can eat.
Yeah.
So that tool itself is a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears. But in the end, it allows us to eat. So it's that investment, that love allows us to keep on living.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, you know, it's different than romantic love. Romantic is the title. It's in the title. Romantic, Roman antics.
Yeah.
So that was later on. That's in Romans turn. They cut corners. You know, but the real love of that plow actually putting the work in that we all could eat later on and making that investment. That way it's all a greater thing.
Yeah.
So, and we lost that. We think love is feelings. And we lost the whole concept. Love is actually work.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a marriage, love like it's really work.
Mm-hmm.
Not just, and that's why there's so much, since the 80s, the no-fault divorce, that's why we at 75% divorce rate. Over 50% nationwide. In our community, 75%. You know, because it's no fault. You know, the feel is not there, let me go on somewhere else. And it's supposed to be the commitment, the long-term commitment to building a family and growing together as individuals to ultimately get to the ultimate place.
Yeah.
And that's painful. It's ups and downs.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
People can't stand the pain.
They can't stand the pain. You can't stand the pain. I feel if you're not with me at the painful times, you don't deserve the joyful time.
Yeah. You can't deal with the pain.
Right. So, but most of it, we jump from
Personal
pleasure to pleasure.
As soon as I don't feel good, let me go somewhere else.
You know what I'm saying? And that goes to show you in business as well. As soon as times get around recession, you already pack up shop. This is the plow time. This is plow time. And you gotta love it, you know, if you want to be in this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're in this for the apples, you gotta love the plow, plant the seed, the talking to it, the whole diaspora of
watering it.
You know, the watering it, the shade and setting it just right, and pruning and all that stuff. It's the whole experience is part of eating that fruit. But we got a society that this fruit trash. Let me try this fruit. This fruit. All right, this one good. You lost all the experience. And we talked about this at lunch today, like as far as the communal sense is gone. And you just want the outcome.
Yeah, you don't want to work for it.
But in order to really get to where we need to go, we're going to have to do it as a community. But we don't want to do that part because work is hard. And we never going to get that. You never going to get the sweet fruit because you don't want to plant the tree.
You don't want to plant. As soon as it gets rough, I want to leave.
Right.
I don't want to deal with it.
Right. So, and you got to have to deal with it in order to grow as a human being. So, eventually. Oh, you'll be back.
It's going to be a continuous cycle for the rest of your life.
You'll be back. You know what I mean? So, I'm not going to keep you too long. I know I rambled a couple of years, you know what I'm saying? But this conversation, they seem all the conversations should be recorded, man. But let's go ahead and wrap it up, man. Again, my name is Brandon B. Dixon. I'm a published author, serial entrepreneur. Go ahead and if you want to get an investment property, go to my website, www.applywithb.com. We got some great programs. Tune into the actual podcast. We talked about it earlier. Got a great program that just came out for investment properties. Barry, go ahead and let them know where they can find you at.
Okay, and now he'll help you get that loan for the investment property. I can help you find the investment property. Barry Bosa with KW Realtors, KW Professionals. You can Google me at Homes by Barry B. I'm at www.homesbarryb.com. Instagram, I'm on Google, I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Homes by Barry B, 832-786-1270, or you can email me, barryb@kw.com.
Right. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap it up again. Tune in to Power of Ownership Podcast. We're going to come to y'all weekly here from my office out here Uptown. If you want to get on the couch, just go ahead, send me a comment, send me a DM. We'll go ahead and interview you, and we'll go from there. Remember that God is a verb, that personal responsibility is your only savior. And with that, I'm going to say peace.